Beautiful, isn't it? This is the gun range down the road from my house. Longest target is 1,750 yards. I get to drive past this every day. Yes, my chunk. What? I don't know. Is it broken? Okay. But yes, it's beauty. Can't deny it. We're gonna have a whole bunch of target shooting and stuff out here, competitions, different things like that. I'll tell y'all more about it in due time. I think the first competition for up here is happening in a couple of weeks on Shabbat, so I won't be a part of that. But we will be scheduling some stuff out up here for people to come get your long range shooting in. Even got some targets. So I'm rocking my Flavor Flav medallion. What? Look at this giant hunk of steel that off balances me. This thing is ridiculous. And I got to take it off. Ugh, ugh. Can't wait to shoot that with my 308. My brother Ezra made that for me because he has the skills to be able to weld something together like that. I guess I should pick it up better and show y'all what he did. See his craftsmanship on this giant chunk of steel that I brought to him. Now, that to me is a yes. Yeah, you want to do what with your whistle? Huh? You want to show people your whistle? Excuse me one second. Are you getting out? Okay. The chunk wanted to show the people his whistle, but he's over there in the van, but he didn't want to get out the van because there's a whole bunch of cows around us and they're giant. So he's a bit intimidated, but that's the chunk's whistle. You're welcome. But little things like that is what makes me smile every day. The that steel came from uh, a friendship developed with Ray Fincham of Eastern Oklahoma Fabrication. He uh, we needed some. Well, actually, first met him when we needed hay for our animals. So got that. Uh, then found out that he had a welding company. So went went over there, started taking grindstone stuff over there to get welded up, or different people that needed heavy duty welding done, and that relationship started to develop. But then recently, I was like, "Hey, do you have any scrap steel?" He was like, "Yeah, we got plenty of it." I don't, I don't know what you planning on doing with it. It's like, well, to shoot it. Well, it's not AR 500. Well, we got a long enough range, so not expecting any ricochets to come back. So got some of these giant chunks of steel and took it to Ezra. Is like, hey, do you think you can make this into a target? And he was like, oh, I'll see what I could do. So Ezra, after a little while, popped up. Was like, oh, hey, I got one of those targets done for you. You should check it out and go shoot it. So one day, probably when I'm not with the chunk, I'm gonna go set it up out there and go shoot it and see how it holds up. But that thing is ridiculously heavy. Hopefully, it'll take uh, a good licking and uh, see how that works. But I'm just so grateful to have a network of people that have all of these different skills that I don't have. I don't weld. I think the closest thing that I've ever come to welding is soldering something, and that's nowhere near the skill level that it takes to weld something. And both of them have that skill, so they speak that language, and it is such a joy to have an idea that you can't make happen on your own, but somebody else and their skills can make that happen. I guess that's how people feel about me when the things that I create or the things that I do and I take care of, they say they need this done and they don't know how to do it, but then I end up going to get it done. So when you have an idea and a thought and then you go forward and do it, like none of this was here a couple of months ago. uh Jake had an idea and said, you know what, we got the space, why not? So he cleared out some space, laid the concrete, put up the steel beams, put up the roof, and now we got a pavilion over here. Yes, the fans are spinning around because of the wind. And I gave them some solar panels to put up top so can have power and lights up here, do some night shoots. It's going to be a good time. But just remember that people aren't out always out to get you. People are out there to help you as well. So you have to do the best that you can so that you give so that you can receive, because if you don't give to people, if you aren't kind to people, if you aren't receptive or ready to help people, nobody's going to help you with their skills and talents. So first thing for you, get some skills and talents, then get people, then give up of yourself, your time, your effort, your skills, your talents, and then people will do things to help take care of you. Hopefully that makes sense. And that target is heavy as crap. Couldn't wear that as a necklace. Feel like what's his name? Ludacris in one of his music videos where he said, feels like a midget hanging from my necklace.
Foot of medallion, my diamonds are reckless. Feels like a midget is hanging from my necklace.
What are those stickers? Hold on to them or put them back. No, we'll show the people that another day. Okay, so put them back. Thank you. Y'all have a blessed day. Shalom.